Hey boardies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon and today we're looking at a sample box. Why am I weighing a sample box? Well, there are a number of people who I demonstrate to over the 100 different venues annually. I do it over 290 days a year externally, and at these various venues I have lots of people who want to make their own games. I guess I'm one of them, and I've always wanted to prioritise what everyone else is doing first, just because I want to see what they're up to and help as much as I can. And including in that is around manufacturers. Now there's a number of manufacturers out there, a number of the ones that I have dealt with and received boxes like this from, and in this instance we're talking about Boda Games. Now I've got videos on the channel which I'll be showing you, such as Sagrada, which happened to be made by these guys. I'm going to have a peep through and show you what's inside it. So firstly, I have looked through, I think it's this sheet of paper already, let me double check. It looks like it is the same thing, if not it's slightly different, but there's another bit of information I'll show you in a separate video, I think. So in over here, you can see, obviously you have a rule book, is how a rule book would look, I guess. I mean, I haven't seen what this looks like. I did get this because I saw someone else happen to have one of these, and they're looking through it, and they're a playtest group. It's in your hands. It's more than just the latest sample box of Board Games. It's also a game. That's right. After all these years of bringing other people their games to life, we decided to try a hand, and well behold, the Board Games sample box idea was born. So we came up with a theme and started working all the different components. Some meeples here, some dice there, throwing some punchboard tokens. Voila, our game was born. So this is a sample box, and there's a game in here too. That's what I found it very interesting. So, except we've got one crucial part of it. The one part that you can't forget, the part that most game designers start with, we forgot to create the rules. Being a manufacturing company, we went straight into doing what we do best, manufacturing the game. So we went back to brainstorming and worked very hard to create our own set of rules. Then we aptly named the manufacturing race. We hope everyone can play it and enjoy it. Just to let you know, as per all the other videos, if I speak too fast, just slow down the recording. You can change it down to 0.25 and you can speed it up to _2. I watch some things on ×2, so maybe I'm speaking out faster. Make sure you don't do that necessarily. And by all means, this is a 4K video. You can watch it again. You can subscribe, like, and share, and play it as much as you wish. But at the end of the day, we are not a game designer. We are not a game publisher. We are a game manufacturer. But you are a game designer. You're much better and much more experienced at creating games than we are. So what we'd love to see is your game, your version of the game with our components. Can you design a game based on and using the components of this box? We look forward to seeing what you came up with and playing a game with your rules. We'd love to play your version of the game, and there we can email it. So I've got 20 different games. I've got 20 different themes, 20 different net titles, obviously 20 different board game boxes, and obviously artwork, and yes, 20 different mechanisms as well. So 4 types have dice, cards, meeples, and boxes, 16 staff cards, and 12 management cards. That sounds very Grand Austria Hotel, which you can find on the channel. Again, please go to the How to Set Up, Play and Review playlist to see other videos when I've made games. Also go to my preview. This is in there too. I think I might do one for manufacturers. Also, you'll find other things such as the AmassGames playlist. This is in there as well. And various others. So what do we have over here? Accessories. This is going to go on the accessories playlist. So here we go. 300 GSM black core paper. The bottom of each card to specify the card stock piece for making it, just like another video I did, which is no longer on the channel, so I've got to do that again. You have coins, of universal coin, big coin, these count as 10 coins. Boxes, we have cards, meeples, dice. These look like cubes. Meeples, well actually two cute dogs, but they play the same. And note, you may have realised this box includes more components. These are not used in this version of the game, but you can use them on your own creations. So 2 materials, 2 action dice, 2 tooling dice. Wow, okay, and we haven't opened the box yet. Objective of the game, acquire as many coins as possible, but at the very least, more than your opponents. Oh, right, okay, so this seems like they've already got, oh my goodness, overloaded with stuff. When the last contract is successfully fulfilled, the player with the most coins wins the game. Place the game on the centre of the table, separate the cards into decks according to the back design, place each deck on the corresponding area of the game board with the cards face up. Each player receives the following items, all the components for the board game manufacturing factory. According to their colour, red or green, take the initial factory tile and place it separately from the rest. That's your starting factory. These are the starting tiles. The meeple artisans are shown on the starting tiles, 8 coins. Take the contract cards and create 2 decks. While with each deck containing 2 level 1s, 2 level 2 and 2 level 3 contracts, place each deck on the space marked 1 and 2 on the game board. Each player draws 1 level 1 contract card. Separate all the tokens according to their type and place them within player's reach near the game board. Place these dice on their corresponding space in the centre of the game board. Game round order, factory phase. During the factory phase, a player can use coins to pay for and build only one per round part of the factory that has not yet been built. The player can choose a piece that physically fits any other piece already placed on the factory. After paying a specified building cost, the piece can be assembled with the rest of the factory. Each part of the factory provides the player with extra resources, meeples and dice for use in the game. Pay 2 coins, paste these where they fit. Right, that makes sense. Each deck has 2 level 1 cards, 2 level 2 and 2 level 3 in this order, just like in a game such as Aeon's End Nemesis. There we go. So if you see play Aeon's End, you know about their Nemesis cards. For example, Aeon's End Legacy, you'll know what I'm talking about. Check my video for that too. Very highly rated game, my 15th highest of 2,000 plus games. Okay, there's a setup. Now we have assigning artisans phase during the artisans phase, but we're going to skip across. Watch, let's go into the components in a minute. I might time tag that, I might not. Place 1 artisan on 1 available spot of the game board at a time. A player can choose to pass and not play any more artisans. Once a player passes, that player can not place any more artisans throughout the artisan phase. Alright, each spot on the board has a different function. The functions are as follows. Great, this feels like Crown of Amara now. Sales booth. Place an artisan on the space, allows a player to take the deck on that area, choose 1 contract, place in that play area. Player can have only 2 active contracts at the same time. When a player takes a contract card, the player is awarded down payment of the project, an amount of coins that corresponds to the left number on the contract card, see left image. Once the terms of the contract are fulfilled and the project is done, the player receives an amount of coins as the final payout according to the right value on the card. Recruitment wall and humble administrator's garden. Place a worker on these spaces, allow the player to play 2 coins and purchase any of the 2 cards on that space's deck. The player can move the purchased card to the player area. There's no limit to how many management cards or personnel cards a player can hold at any time. Dice meeples, cards, and box workshops. Placing a worker on one of those spaces allow the player to search the deck on that workshop. Choose 1 and place it in the player area. A player area can hold a maximum of 4 component cards at any time during the game. Manufacturing phase. During the manufacturing phase, each player tries to manufacture 1 or more component tokens. Starting with a player that holds the first token, each player goes through the following steps. Gather dice. The player takes all the dice that the current factory pieces allow. The factory allows the player to take 2 action dice, 1 material, and 1 tooling die. Rolling die and solving solution actions. Alright, so roll all the dice and resolve any special effects and action die or dice. All die special effects to be applied. A player can choose to ignore the effect on a specific die. However, the die effects can be applied in any desired order. Each action die can be used once. And we've got die effects. We've got that going on here. Got these tooling effects. More of this can come back to in due course. Let's have a look at the punch boards. So we can tell it's front to back. So these just punch out like this. These those 10 token pieces. They haven't gone for metal coins. They've just gone for cardboard. But they feel nice. Nice to handle. Those 1 coin pieces. Very shiny. And obviously you need to... They've definitely gone Japanese. I feel like Yedo. They've definitely gone for some kind of Yedo hybrid game going on here. I think there's a chucked in of 5 games. Some surprise tickets, ride and Carcassonne isn't going to pop up. There's another piece over here. Then we've got these large pieces. Right, that can go in the bin, in the recycle bin. So again, let's see what's in here too. Okay, these kind of fit together. Okay, shiny, very shiny. I think they're based in China. Friendly guys who I met. I was not aware of this company before. I was not aware that they worked with names that I was familiar with. So that was cool to see. And it's amazing how many, you know, the process behind board games and who's involved with what. So, if you're interested in this and watching more, you can support the channel via Patreon. Check that out via the description. There's also Linktree. Via Linktree, there are occasionally competitions. They are time sensitive, so you do need to keep checking back. You also can check out Instagram, over 2,400 posts at the time of recording. And Facebook, there's some quite well-known famous people in that Facebook group, so please make sure you follow and like along there too. That has been a nice growing bit of the channel. And again, like I just said, if you think this is of interest, share it with anyone you think of interest. And I do have other stuff that I'll be coming to you with regarding other manufacturing stuff. What's in here? This looks like the inside of the box, which is maybe the layout, which I do not like. Good, it's just a thing on top, unless you play inside the box. I think you play inside the lid, which it's good and bad. Once you get started, it's fine. This mammoth die here, which is actually a bit tricky to get out, to be honest. Okay, so we've got a D12 going on here. I'll see if I can do a dice distancing video. So if you want to check out that, please hit the playlist for dice distancing. We've got these meeples going on here. I don't know if they didn't state if they're screen printed or not. But they're nice. I could play with them with King Domino if I wanted to. So switch things around. Individually bagged up. They do like these kind of round things. A lot of manufacturers on the same thing. They've gone for these. I don't know if it's a Chinese thing, just to go for this oval effect. Quite odd. What else do we have in here? I think that might have come from there. Maybe not. Die can go back in for now. These are very cool. It's just, crucially, it's just art, obviously. It's art, ink, a computer, maybe, probably, most likely, and some CAD tool just to chuck these out, which are still really cool. Nice colours. There's the Sonic the Hedgehog piece, which is in a Sonic the Hedgehog game. So, oh, it does bend a bit. It does actually have Sega on the back too. Again, I have no idea where this thing goes, which is handy to know in some games. This is plastic, so we've got some kind of, let's see if I can get this to zoom in a bit more. This is kind of a weird effect. Where's the camera's gone again? Right, so there we go. Some detail going on that. It is detailed, pretty detailed, I can't see it too well. These are very cute. It's amazing what people choose to go for a game. As I may have mentioned before, the reason I chose my university was based on the food on the open day. Because if you think about it, we're going to eat for the next 3 years, and they have the best pizza. So, little pin badge. That is fun. That's when they're chopping up all their little dogs and stuff, which is not the Chinese chopping up dogs, so I don't want to get in trouble for that. Oh, nice! Poker chips. Oh yeah, you got to chuck in poker chips. Very cool. And then we've got some gems. And then we're going to move on to cards. So yeah, fun. Yeah, I guess gems replace cubes now, for the most part. Right, let's look at these cards. Comes with an actual tuck box as well. Okay, 32 component tiles, 12 management cards, 16 personnel cards, 12 project cards, 1 tuck box. Okay, get this wrapping off. How on earth is all this going to fit back in here? I have no idea. So that is going to go there. This is not well thought out. Alright, this is just going to have to fall in around the edges or something. There's no spare baggies. So before I get to those cards, let's just chuck these away. This, oh my goodness. I think we need to get rid of those baggies. I think that's the key thing here. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a carnage, I think. Oh, right. I'm worried about ripping this, which feels like it's going to happen, and I don't want to. Oh dear. Alright, so let's have a look at these cards. Various thicknesses. So 300, that's kind of your standard thickness. Fairly stiff actually, a bit more than standard. So let's go front to back. What we have here, 0.3 PVC card. Kind of yogi. I do like these ones actually. Yeah, nice, very nice and thin. Very easy to slip. You don't have to worry about sleeving them either. So that is a really nice idea. So that's them. Usually not too cheap comparatively. And we've got more PVC. Right, now we've got the ivory core paper. So this is that mid-weight thickness. Yeah, okay, so it's the same card. They're just, so the second different thing there. Then we're on to the 350, this is the thicker one. To show you that. Bend it, it's a bit more of a flick backwards. So that's the 350. What else do they have in here? The other pack I'm showing you, the other game manufacturer, has a lot more variety, just to let you know, to cards. And we haven't got to the dice yet either. So back to the 300 again. So 300, black core, ivory core. I think ivory's a bit thicker, which makes sense. Standard names though, ivory, black, GSM, that's all the same. So very small amounts of range going on here. We're not talking about 400s, we're not talking anything lower than 300. So they've been quite specific in saying, look, this is what we do. This is what we recommend. With many of these manufacturers, they'll do anything you want. And if you wanted a tissue paper thickness, you know, they'll do it for you. But there are costs associated, you know, they'll do anything, but it comes at a cost. So those are what these guys specialize in. And to be honest, these seem absolutely fine. You could go cheaper, but then if you want to differentiate yourself in an extremely competitive market, and components seem to be a big driver of that, you definitely want to make sure that you've probably gone for a decent one. And they are, at least based on these cards, they're in the right zone to get what you need. So they have given a bit of a range. Interesting, they went for was black and ivory instead of different densities. Right, so that goes in there. Dice. But there's another massive, I don't know why they've gone for 2. You don't need to have 2 things. Right, these are very square. That's good because that means they're more true. like they use in poker, and they roll well. Yeah, I've got a dice system video for these. So there we go, that all fits neatly in. That's another thing, you've got the inlay going on too. Just trying to get the stuff back in the box is going to be the issue I'm having. This is, I completely understand what they're doing, but now I've got to just lay this on top, which isn't going to be fun. I do have those tiny baggies, but I can't see how this is all going to fit in. Yes, I've got rid of these 2 inserts, but they've gone to town to just, they've done an architect's here. They've done a West Kingdom thing and chucked them all in together. These things do punch out, it looks like, these inner bits. So you can get rid of these bits. Very nice. I don't even know what the currency would be, but yeah, the Chinese yuan. I don't know what the dings are, the small versions of currency they get over in China that basically these are representing. So rather than buying those metal coins, which I'm sure this company will probably do, and I know the others do as well, you can just buy them off eBay or other places, and instead just deal with this. This is a bit fiddly as well. I'm not sure. Again, I'll be doing it under a couple of minutes, but it's something you might want to consider. When you're getting something like this, you really need to have those holes in there, especially when you can get rips occurring, because the more things you need to punch out, you do increase the likelihood that you're going to get something that's going to obviously rip. That one rips as well. Either way, fun to play away with. I've got some components now. There's nothing here that stands out I'm going to be specifically using for any of the games I'm designing, but of course the stuff is there. Nothing more about actually how the different boards are laid out, but again, I'll bring that to you in another video. So there we go. That is one manufacturer. There's more to come. I hope you found this of interest. Back to the table. There's a nice little meeple on there too.